This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. I'm delighted to be joined by legendary promoter Bob Arum. Bob, how are you?
Good, really good.
Good to hear. Now, firstly, happy belated birthday for yesterday. Did you get up to much to celebrate?
Yeah, we had a good time. It was great to turn 90. Now, as I enter my 10th decade, and I'm looking forward to finishing that decade and hitting the big 100.
Bob, I've got to ask you, what's been the key to your longevity? What's been the key to you being able to push your shows, becoming one of the most legendary boxing promoters within the sport, and to still be recognised in such high esteem?
Well, a lot of it is genes, let's kid ourselves. I've been fortunate to have the right genes, so I haven't had illnesses that other people may get, before they turn 90. So that's a gift. And I've led my life so that I've kept active and engaged, and it's like the brain is very important, and the brain needs exercise, and I've kept my brain exercised by what I've been doing.
Bob, we'll move forwards and we'll come on to the reason we're here in New York. This Vasyl Lomachenko versus Richard Commey. Talk to me about this fight, Bob. What are you expecting to see from Vasyl and Richard on Saturday night?
Well, Commey is a terrific fighter. He's a big puncher, a very courageous guy, and all these lightweights are bigger than Loma, but Loma is still the master. He has great footwork, and it's a big challenge for Loma, and I believe Loma will meet that challenge.
How much do you feel people overlook Loma now because of the two defeats on the record, and more specifically the Teofimo loss at 135? Do you feel he doesn't get the recognition he deserves in that division?
Well, I don't care about recognition, but I know that the punters know what happened in the Teofimo fight. He went in with a bad shoulder. He didn't ask for a postponement because the postponement would have been a lengthy one. So he, in effect, gave away the early round and came on at the end, but it wasn't enough. 2 days after that fight, he was operated on by the leading orthopedic surgeon in the United States, Dr. Neil Elitrosh, and that's the story of that fight.
Bob, I've seen you say in another interview yesterday that the winner of Saturday night will be ordered to face George Kambosos. Can you just talk to me about that, elaborate on that for me, please?
Well, Loma, I think, is number one in the BC and number one in the WBO, and if Commey beats him, he goes into that position. If Loma wins, he keeps that position, and those two organizations have not had a mandatory in the lightweight division forever.
George has said openly he wants his next fight to be in Australia. Let's say if Loma wins on Saturday, would you be happy to make that fight in Australia?
Let me tell you something. Other than my own country, the United States, and maybe the UK, I love Australia. I love the people. I love their enthusiasm. I've done fights in Australia, and indeed, I would look forward to doing a fight in Australia.
What did you make of George's victory against your man Teofimo Lopez? What went wrong for Teofimo on the night?
Teofimo was really not smart. He had to get himself down to a weight without professional help, and his body gave out, and the doctors who examined him after the fight said that if Kambosos had hit him in the right place, it would have killed him. I mean, his esophagus blew up, he had a hole in his lungs. I mean, absolutely terrible, horrifying. And that's not to take anything away from Kambosos. He did what he had to do. He showed he was an elite fighter. But the Teofimo that was in with Kambosos wasn't the real Teofimo.
mean, how is Teofimo? Have you spoken to him since?
Yeah, I speak to him every day. And my advice to him is take it easy, get yourself healthy, and don't worry about anything. And then fight at what your regular weight should be, 140, and we'll bring you back. It may take April, it may be June, but we're going to do it in a professional manner and not rush into a fight before he's ready.
I'm going to ask you about his father's comments and his work in the corner. They were very adamant that they'd won that fight 10-2, maybe 9-3. What did you make of Senior's comments?
Give me a break. Kambosos won that fight, clearly won that fight. It was competitive, but I thought Kambosos won at least 8 of the rounds.
Just moving on from that, I want to get your thoughts on the heavyweight division. We've seen that Dillian Whyte has been ordered to face Tyson Fury. Can you talk to me about negotiations of that fight? Are you expecting things to progress without purse bids being needed?
Yeah, I'm sure. We're dealing with professionals. We're talking, Todd DeBuff is talking to the Dillian Whyte people, and hopefully we'll be able to put that fight together.
Final one. What is the latest with regards to Anthony Joshua stepping aside? Do you think that's still a possibility, or...?
What difference does it make now? Joshua can step aside. Now Whyte got to step aside. I mean, forget these step-asides. Let Joshua fight Usyk again. He has a contract to do that. And let Dillian Whyte fight Tyson Fury. And then whoever wins those 2 fights fights for all the belts. I mean, God, it's just a few months till it's sorted out. Let's stop, doing what really is torturous. To get step-asides and all of that stuff, it becomes so complicated that it's a convoluted way of doing things.
Well, Bob, I'll leave it there now because I know you've got to shoot off, so I appreciate your time. Thank you for speaking to me in Boxing Social.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.